world. What's up? This is Jose from Anaheim, California. This is my second time going live, so uh, I don't know. I'm just testing it out right now. I'm just testing this shit. When I know, get a little fucking taste about, or get a taste on going live, because I've never gone live. Uh, that's about it. So if you come on here and you see me live, just never mind. I'm just fucking around. Um, I just want to quickly say I'm doing this because I'm trying to like get a little practice on before going live. I want to go on here and tell some stories. I got quite a few stories to tell. Uh, I think the world would be a little bit interested in the things, my reality, my truth. We all have our own truth, our own realities. That's what they say. What's real for you is what's real for you. What works for you pretty much is what's saying what's worked for you. Like pretty much saying that's a self-given a statement there. Like there's Christians, Catholics, Jews, Mormons, everything. And whatever works for each individual is what works for you. And I have my own realities about this world. You know. So I want to just share my stories, my um, stories with people. I think we should all share our stories. We all have stories. We all have things that we want to talk about that we wish we can tell the world. And all you got to do is just go on YouTube Live, and you can do that shit. So, hello everybody. Now the thing what we want to talk about is how do I get you hooked first, and then we'll just you know hook meaning what do I want to talk about. Uh, First of all, uh, there's a lot of because the reason why I'm doing this because there's a lot of people that seek truth, right? They're out there reading books, you know, anything that they can get their hands on something that's gonna help them, expand their mind. It's out there. YouTube is a great source for YouTube, for knowledge. There's a lot of great videos that I found on YouTube. Um, and so, there's a lot of us out there just searching for truth because of um, all the things that are in this world, like all the crazy shit, like that just doesn't seem right, and it's just for me, it's the saying that goes, the more truth or the more you know, the more you don't know. And pretty much a lot of us are in a spiral of, we find this information and we think we have knowledge, but the more we know, it's just the more we don't know. It just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And uh you know there's many truths out there, and some of them just work for some people. Some just click for others. Some of them is through religion. For me, it's just my religion is it's just asking questions, asking what the fuck is everything, what's this, what's that, what's because it's just I'm always just looking for answers. But simply, we're all looking for that truth that makes us feel like, okay, I got an upper advantage because I know this truth. And you just, as I read in a video today, like, some of us feel awake, and then we look at others and you're like, oh, you're asleep or whatever. Everybody is waking up at their own pace. So just always make sure that, even though you feel like you don't belong in this world, and any of you see others that you think that need unplugging or whatever you want to call it, just don't worry too much. Everybody again is at their own pace, and so I've been searching for truth. I can kind of point out the year um, since I've been doing that. I think it's like what? Oh gosh, like 2005, 2000. Uh, yeah, just straight every day. Once I felt I knew a certain truth, I didn't want to go back to living the lies I felt. That's what I told myself. So since then, I've just been just reading up on things that I feel are truth, or searching, you know, putting it all together, puzzling things together, trying to figure out, what's what, where are we, what is this place, Earth, like there's names for things like bird, fish, freaking air, there's names for things, but I don't really think we know where we at or what is this place. And for those that think that do know where you're at, and good for you, good for you. Uh, not trying to mean that in a derogative way. Like, I just mean like, if you think you know the truth of all where we at, then you know again, yeah, all I can say is just good for you. But I just feel that nobody's got it together. Everybody thinks that they do, through their beliefs, religions, everything. So I just want to talk about the truth that I've found out through my experiences, my readings, my knowledge, my understandings. Um, it's gotten like I don't know, crazy, wild. Um, because you grow up thinking like adults have it all together, and you grow up and that's definitely not true. Nobody's fucking got it figured out pretty much. Um, I mean, there's rich people and all that stuff that like that got their boats and all that stuff, but that's great. They figured out a way to get money and all that, and um, whatever they is that they do, astrophysicists, doctors, lawyers, you know many people out there just living a good life, trying to at least live the best life they can. um and there's I don't know where I was going with that. um, and it's just there's so much that I want to just talk about, and so much. I mean, as I was saying, like those people that got their boats and all that. Like, I just feel like it's nice and everything, but it's still not everything. It's still not like, for me. That is not my and my mission to like just live to like live a get a boat and then just be a big house or whatever. And that's other people's mission, you know, that's other people's goals. Like for me, the way I see myself is I gotta try to figure out a different way, because that's so many people have already taken that route, and I'm trying to figure out a way to live a different life. If I get stuck on worrying about making a living, being stuck in the matrix and all this shit, you know, of working, of just living to live or whatever, and I just for me, I feel like um, the worst thing you can do in life is live a conformed life. You know, that's one of the worst things that you can do. If you live your life and just get all those things like your boat, house, and all that, great. That, but for me, there's more to it. There's more to life than just doing all that. Then I I found my purpose in life, and it's motivating. It's actually motivating people. I never thought that I would want to, you know, tell myself that I was a motivator or anything like that. Um, because you grow up thinking, oh, I want to, be this or be that or do this. But for me, motivation, giving people gas is one of the best things that you can do in life. Uh, trying to help everybody uh, be their best, pretty much. So I have a lot of stories that can motivate, but so I want to just again put my feet in the water, just get a little feel of what it's like to go live. Um, I want to talk about when I said it, what's going to get you hooked. I want to talk about my great grandfather. I'm actually the great grandson of a 33rd degree Mason, with some high energy healing powers. That's that's just you don't hear about, in today's world. And so there's like a lot of stories that I've heard about my great grandfather was like just amazing things that you don't hear about. And I want to bring his world, his reality into today's world, because I feel like a lot of people need to hear his story. So, um, 33rd degree Mason, with some out of this world healing powers. And I'm going to explain that through some stories, if I can, because I've never been a really well spoken. You know, I felt like I've always been stage fright or whatever you want to call it. Um, I've always felt like I've not, been a really good speaker, but I'm so far I'm talking, I'm getting my points across, or I don't even know if I am doing that, but I'm communicating. So, and again, I've never felt like I'm good at that. So, but all we can do is try our best to say what we need to say, um, and maybe together, with sharing our own stories, my stories, putting your stories and your truth together with mine, we can figure some shit out together, because we're all family, we're all friends, we're all in this together. It's my belief, you bleed like I bleed. We all, from flesh, bone, blood, we all fucking feel the same pain. Um, no matter what color we are. So we're all the same. We're just trying to figure all this shit out, like in this experiment. A lot of people feel like the older they get, they just feel like something is wrong. Like this is all just an experiment, you know? So we need to figure it out. We need to figure out what the fuck, where we're at, you know, what's going on out there in the universe. Somebody out there knows the truth about everything, why we're here exactly. Those same people that know all those questions and answers, you know, there has to be, you know, and the way I see it is like I don't have all the answers. I can't say, oh, there is somebody right there. I can't be like sure and say that there is somebody out there that just knows exactly to the T exactly what is going on with everything, you know, like everything. Um, the pyramids, you know, freaking everything, just everything. There has to be somebody that knows like just absolutely everything, like what the earth is. I know there's, you know, explanations of everything, but just I just don't feel it's the total truth. And so the stories and the things that I want to talk about is figuring out those truths, my truth, through my great grandfather's stories, who's a 33rd degree Mason. Is one of my I found out that my great grandfather was a 33rd degree Mason when I was going to massage school. Um, it's just um, I started massage school um, back in 2005, and that's when I ran into a friend that just had great knowledge on uh, you know, like presidents, Masons, and all that. This is before I even knew my great grandfather was a Mason. So I was, I had a friend that was just, you know, sitting in the car, I think just smoking or whatever. I was walking in front of him, and he said, you know, come in. Started playing this tape, and it had like just, you know, just dudes talking about like, you know, skulls and bones and all this shit, like the people in the behind the curtains that run, you know, everything. That was back in 2005, and then so I found it very interesting. You know, I'm like, I never heard anything like this. Like this is my first time hearing like, oh, the skull and bones, that, and then like the secret societies, and you know, like there's all secret societies that run this country and all that. And for me, when I first figured that all out, or I first heard about it, I was really fascinated. Like I could not like that's all I really wanted to learn about and read about is just like Masons and things like that, right? So like my friend that showed me all this, you know, showed me some books. Or he gave me a book. It's called Ruled by Secrecy, and then it just, you know, Rule by Secrecy. It's pretty much the rulers that run this whole thing by secrecy. You know, it talks about the pyramids and all that. Like, um, yeah. So that was in 2005. And then so I was just day in, day out, just YouTube videos, you know, trying to find more about this secret societies and all that. And uh, so just I think like it was like a year that passed, and I was still like really into it, you know, like I was really, really, really into it since I first learned about it. And it's again at the same time I was going to massage school, um, and I found out that my great grandfather was a healer, a 33rd degree Mason as well. So, um, you know, I would always tell my mom these, you know, like when I find out about the Masons and stuff like that, I always tell her, oh, you know, like the Masons, they're the president and all that stuff. Like they're not, you know, no president is selected, but you know, or elected but selected. Just like I would just tell her little stories like that, you know, here and there. And um, one day she just, out of many of the times telling her, about the Masons and all that, just one day she just tells me, did you know that your great grandfather was a Mason? Like he had the ring and everything with the G and everything. And uh, I thought she was messing with me, because um, or at first she told me she was a healer and then a Mason. So I thought she was kind of like messing with me because I was totally into this, like, oh, Masons and all that. And then all of a sudden, she tells me that my great grandfather's a healer and a 33rd degree Mason. Like, and I'm like, what? Like, so she starts telling me these stories, like um, that he could heal people. Like, say somebody had like a migraine, or um, he would just, walk up to or say a prayer. He would type in uh, a part of the Bible from Psalms or something like that. Like he would type it up, um, type a saying, type something up from the Bible, say a prayer, and then with prayers and herbs, he would like heal you. But headaches, migraines, he would like hold your head and then blow into your head, and then all of a sudden your migraine was pretty much gone, and he would say your migraine is gone. And yeah, they were he was just he had that kind of power, many stories like that. So he had this ability to be able to heal people. Had hundreds of people waiting to see him, and he would work on everybody Tuesdays and Fridays, and he would do it for free or donations. If you could donate something, then yeah, people would donate. And he did that until his body could not move anymore. Um, he would heal people, heal, um, start standing up, healing people. He would then get tired and then be sitting down, still, healing people. He be he get tired of sitting down and he be on the floor, laying down, still working on people, and for free or donations, um, just helping everybody out. You know, Tuesdays and Fridays. I don't want to get more into it because I'm writing a fucking story about this, and I don't want nobody to take my ideas, not ideas, but my stories about my great grandfather, because it can it's so inspiring that it can easily be stolen, and somebody else. I don't want nobody to quickly make some type of book about it or something, and turn it on in their stories or something like that with their twists. So even if they would do it and then I would finish my story after that, I would still, like there's nothing compared to the stories that I'm about to explain. That's coming up pretty soon. I'm not even. I actually might not even talk about it. I'm writing a book about it. I was thinking of maybe going live and talking more about it, but again, it's too private. Uh, you know, to get more into it, it's my great grandfather was a healer. He never even went to school, and like not even kindergarten, and he was a professor of professors and uh, doctor of doctors. Doctors would come uh, see, how he was doing his work from all over the world, uh, and he would show them, how to heal people. Professors, again would come in and figure out, some of his work, and he would teach them, and so um, without ever having to go to school. And just an amazing individual. The stories that are that they need to be talked about, because again, he put his whole body into helping people on, Tuesdays and Fridays. Like even like just this last story that I'll explain here, that I'll talk about. Uh, he had, the long lines of everybody, waiting to get healed. One time, somebody came and they brought this lady who she was like hunched over, right? That they were saying she was like saying they were she was like walking like in a hunch, and two people brought her, and they were like, the lady was like screaming, that she had the devils of the horn, and she had his tail, and she was like screaming like this, evil shit, and everybody in line just fucking booked it. They're like, fuck that, like um. So my great grandfather came out, and he took her. Right, he went to take her to heal her. Um, I can't tell you exactly what he said or what he, what was done in there, but it took him 4 days to heal this lady. Um, After the fourth day, this lady came out in a white robe, right, and she was walking straight, uh, and she was healed. She was just talking normal. Um, it was pretty. I don't know if it whether I guess it's an exorcism that he did or whatnot. But from my uncles are saying that, yeah, he did do exorcisms. Um, so it's just so much. Um, and again, him being a Mason, um, he found this gift when he was at a younger age, um, and just used it to help people. So Tuesdays and Fridays he would have these long lines, and again he would, Fridays, and all the donations that he would get, all the he would do it for free, and then the donations he would help people that needed the money. He would give it to them. So like the way my great grandfather lived his life was just fucking different. I wish I could get more into it, but it's just again, I'm writing a book about it. I hope that you'll get it when it comes out. Everything I say is like the ultimate truth. There's nothing that I make up, um, or you know, I'm gonna figure out a way to, in my book, to really express that none, my story is based on a true story. None of it is made up. Um, I would tell you, I put it on my life that everything I say is true. Um, why lie? There's already so much fakeness in the world that, like, we don't need no more fake shit out in the world. We need to figure out what the fuck is going on out there. And that's been my mission since 2005, just to figure out what the fuck is. I was born in 1980. In 2005, I was what, 25 years old. I'm 42. I'm about to be 42 on June 8th. It's June 5th now, or going on to June 6th. Still figuring out, trying to figure out where the fuck, who put us here, what, why, when, who. Again, I got my truth of what is what, or at least, I don't know. We're gonna need to do this together, y'all. I can't, we can, none of us can do this by ourselves. Um, Only with a team, with a group, is how you pretty much can find your biggest potential. I feel one can do it on their own, of course, but I feel like you also need a support team as well too. So I think that well, one day we'll put this support team together, and we'll figure what's going on. There's many people out there again trying to figure out truth. Many videos out there, people just telling their stories and whatnot. I feel that there's nothing like this story here of a man, the way he lived his life. Um, and I want to bring him out to the world and introduce him to the world. Because again, there's not that many people that lived their life like my great grandfather. He'll, you know, my great grandfather had connections with straight George Bush, Senior, and so all the things that you hear about Masons and the skulls and bones and all that, like about the presidents, that shit is fucking, like most of the shit I feel that you uh hear about them is true, and nobody's like believing it because it's just like, yeah, okay. But when you have it in your own family, then you really start to believe everything they talk about, the Masons and everything, about, the secret signs out there of, showing that they're the fucking, I don't know, but they're not like, my great grandfather was a freaking great good person though. So a lot of things that you hear about the Masons, there's like evil and all that stuff, but my great grandfather was not even 1% evil, and you're gonna hear through this, through this book. So I just hope you guys. Uh, I'm gonna release it soon. I'm working on it like big time now. I'm setting a schedule to work on it. I'm trying to keep myself consistent with writing it. Keeping myself motivated and caffeinated. Um, and again, this is like my first time going on YouTube Live. I'm ready to talk about my great grandfather. Um, Subscribe, whatever you have to do to fucking to keep in touch. But this is something that I'm gonna do, that I'm gonna bring out. Um, if you knew, I wish I can tell more right now, but it's just, I just wait for it. I promise you, it'll get good. It'll get interesting. And I feel like it's something that can help people out too as well. Um, and in many ways. Um, I got to do my part. Talk about my great grandfather, a good person. A really really good person. One of the reasons why I really want to talk about him in today's world, just because everything going on with mass shootings and stuff, and I feel like we need more. Um, I don't know, stories about good people. Um, yeah, because everything my great grandfather did was amazing. So again, subscribe to the channel. Um, I don't know how long, I'm gonna release this book. I've been working on it lately, like a lot, and I feel like at least maybe no less than a year, I'll have it ready. A lot of it's gonna have everything there. Like a lot of like stories, like my great grandfather, um, some baseball stories that happened, a little bit of everything. Um, how we got here and there, and just figure out the truth. Okay, guys. Again, hopefully I see you subscribing, and I'm not doing it at all for subscription. Again, I want to build up a family that searches for truth. Um, and I feel like I got a lot of it, and it gets deep, guys. It gets really, 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 really deep. So, I'm talking about deep knowledge, deep stories and stuff like that. Stay tuned, guys. I'm out.